Yeah, Dr. Adam here. Wanted to hop on and, well, talk about follow up from a recent Senate hearing to where there were scholars, influencers, many people in the healthcare industry, doctors that recently went in front of a Senate to talk about chronic disease in America. In 2024, there are several diseases that have the highest incidence of chronic disease. I actually wrote down this list on my phone and I want to go through it. So, um, 90 to 95% of healthcare costs in the United States are on healthcare. So let that sink in. 90 to 95% of all the healthcare costs are spent on chronic disease in America. 1.7 to 1.9 million Americans die every year from a chronic disease. Now, this list is increasing at higher rates than it ever has before of Alzheimer's, cancer, diabetes, autism, autoimmune conditions, heart disease, kidney disease. Literally every single chronic disease that you can think of is growing at an increasing rate, and we are spending more for it. Now, it's it's really hard to go through multiple family members without seeing it. I know that for me personally, both my grandfathers developed chronic disease over time. One had type 2 diabetes. He has had multiple heart attacks. Now his diabetes is to a point where he doesn't move a ton. I mean, it's restricted joint function. He's had surgeries. It's very, very tough to see that in later years of life. My other grandfather developed Parkinson's disease. He did live to be 89, but the last 10 years were maybe not the greatest quality either, and that's a really rough one as it gets to the end. So you're probably wondering about, well, what are all these supplements sitting in the back for? So for me, I know that maybe wasn't given the best card with genetics. The genetics that you're born with are the genes that are the genes that you die with, but also it's like how much of an impact or influence can we have on those genes through epigenetics to, you know, maybe ramp certain ones down or less likely to turn on a certain gene. So, like for example, the second biggest risk factor for cancer is obesity. Age is the first one. I mean, if you live long enough, there's a higher risk for it. But obesity at any age has a significant impact on, if a person's going to have cancer or not. Now, as we go through with these supplements here, I did this summer the Metabolics program with Mackenzie. So the Metabolics program, you send off saliva and blood test. It goes off to a lab, right? And then they give you this big report. And then the report dictates what kind of supplements that you take. The one that I did was a 5-month protocol. So these are all of the bottles of all the supplements that I took over a 5-month span. So I think of those supplements as an investment in my health. Now, my goal was actually to gain weight. Certain people have a goal to lose weight. Certain people have a goal to reverse a health condition or to clear an autoimmune condition, or we all have different goals for that, but it falls under the category of we don't guess, we test. So testing for specific things. The top 3 things that I needed to focus on were adding a higher need for antioxidants. Okay, so more fruits and vegetables, yes. Specific supplements to help with that, help with the immune system, help with the gut. Now, another one was omega-3 index was off. So a high omega-6 versus omega-3. Now, that is a tougher one. Like, if you're not eating 2 to 3 servings of fish per week, then you're probably low in omega-3s, and supplementing with that is important. The third one was I was low in certain protein markers. Now, if you would have asked me before or at the beginning of this year, I would have said, oh, I eat tons of protein, get plenty of protein, even do protein shakes. it's not always what's on the label or how many grams you're getting, but what your body can actually absorb and utilize. So a lot of that protein was passing through without my body being able to absorb and utilize it. So I'm not going to dive into all the specific supplements themselves, but basically it was start with, well, clean up the diet. I did the advanced plan for the first month. I mean, without cheat meals or without, cookies or things like that. And then, slowly, like as we added things back in, but gave the time for the gut to heal. So there are specific supplements here to help heal the gut lining, to help make sure that your body can actually break down and absorb the nutrients. And then as a follow-up, I continue to use the Men's Daily Essential Pack, which has a number of vitamins and minerals in there to fill in the gaps of nutrient deficiencies that we find in food. So, chronic disease in America at an all-time high, continues to grow at a higher rate every year. My question is, what are you doing about it? What are you doing to offset? How are you taking your health into your own hands to make those changes? So I hope this was, motivating, inspiring. I hope that the next time you're in the office that you set up a nutrition consult with Mackenzie, that, even small tweaks or changes over time lead to big results, with the goal of always staying happy, healthy, and strong.